Hi, thank you for checking out another episode of Keep on Trek with Ian. Trying this in a new location here. I'm on a nice rooftop, busy intersection behind me, so it's going to get a little noisy at times. Okay, I had to move my location from outside, mostly because a giant construction crew came in to redo the road right outside. So it being a busy intersection is one thing, but then they started doing construction on top of that, so it totally changed things. The format of this is going to be a bit different than my first episode. I think I want to focus in on a specific adventure that I had to kind of give you a sense of some of the more finer details of the adventures or the things that you can see and do in India. So the place we were visiting, I'm going to totally butcher the pronunciation. I'm still learning how to say things properly here. Gurudwara Sikhganj. That is my best pronunciation of where we're going. It is a Sikh temple in Old Delhi, very close to some other mosques. The Red Fort, which is very famous, is just down the road. So we got off the train and it was a little disorienting at first. It was a very crowded area. At times we were literally pushing and shoving through people just to get along the sidewalk to where you're going. And at times you're pushed off the sidewalk into the street with no other option. And so then you're dodging cars as well as other people. Eventually we actually made it to the temple, and as soon as we saw it, we knew exactly that's what we were looking for. So when we first arrived, we were directed to a shoe storage area. So basically you walk up and there are these ticket windows where you provide your shoes and they give you a ticket, and then you just pull out a ticket and you get it later on. Then we walked upstairs and there was a basin to wash your hands in. Everyone washes their hands just to clean themselves before entering the temple. And then when we walked up the steps, the actual first step at the very bottom is filled with water. We're walking up to the entrance of the temple and a man stops me right before because I didn't realize that I had to have something covering my head. So he directed me to a bin where I simply pulled out a piece of linen, and I didn't really know how to tie it to my head because I've never done that before, and thankfully one of the mom who I was with was nice enough to help me out. Upon entering the actual temple, it was definitely a sight to be seen. It was absolutely beautiful. As soon as you walk in, there's these very nice carpeted floors, which feels amazing on our hot burning feet, as well as the temperature was very cool. Coming in from outside, it was about 44 degrees Celsius, so about 110 Fahrenheit. It was really hot outside, and as soon as we got inside, it was absolutely amazing how cool it was. And they didn't have any AC running, it's just simply a lot of fans running, just good ventilation. We walked up to the area where they were having their afternoon service. There was music being played. We then went and sat down just to kind of watch some of the service and observe. They had these television screens up on the walls that had the actual prayers or the hymns, whatever they were saying, in Hindi as well as in English. So you could kind of follow along with what they were saying. Obviously he was not speaking in English, but I could follow along with what type of prayer they were talking about and what they were doing. There was an area below that big canopy they had of gold. There were people going down and praying at the base of it. The ninth guru, who actually was beheaded at this location. So basically it's a bed adorned with some beautiful fabrics and some weapons laid out on top. So next they invited us to the lunch service they had. We were invited into the kitchen area. So we walked into the kitchen and it was a really awesome experience watching people preparing the food. There's a large circle gathering of women who are seated around a large stone slab where they're making the bread, the roti. And they're essentially making it from scratch. And so they each kind of had a part to play. It was almost an assembly line. Baking process, which was right nearby, was really awesome to see. One man was essentially just taking the patties, tossing them onto this big giant grill, wood-fired grill. And so he would be tossing these patties out onto the wood-fired grill, and he would start heating them up. And then there were two people in the middle, and what they would do is essentially flip them over, and so it could bake on each side, and they're moving them down the line. So they're starting on one end, and then as they're flipping them, they're moving them to get further down to the other end. And when they get to the other end, there's a single man at the other end who takes them and puts them onto the actual fire pit, where there's a bit more of an exposed flame to give them kind of a little bit of a crispier edge. And so him and the woman next to him were finishing that process by flipping them, and then the woman would flip them off the actual burner and make a pile of them off to the side. Finally, we were invited to actually go join the dinner service. Absolutely delicious food. I could not believe how good it was. It was the first time that since I had arrived in Delhi, where people were doing something nice for me, just being polite even, without expecting money in return, without expecting something out of the exchange. So it was a very unique experience that I had in Delhi, and I will definitely always remember my visit to the Sikh Temple. Thank you for tuning in to my second vlog. Kind of a bit of a different format this time. I'm going to be trying to experiment with some different formats, seeing what's going to be the best way to share my experiences and give input to you guys who are watching, as well as be able to get them out in a timely manner. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and stay tuned for hopefully a new episode coming soon.